Munch Supply Company is a heating and air conditioning distributor. We service 3 markets in Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan, and we primarily sell anything that you would need to heat or cool your home to heating and air conditioning contractors.
What makes Munch's unique is really our ability to deliver on our customer value proposition at all 11 of our branches. And that value proposition is built on having everything that a contractor needs to do a job in the day, providing them with 1-hour will call at all of our branches, and on-demand delivery with our fleet.
20 years ago when we selected Eclipse, we looked at a lot of different ERP systems and chose Eclipse because they did the best job of meeting our needs. And while those needs have changed over 20 years, Eclipse has done a great job of keeping up with those changes. When we think about how a customer wants to do business, now they think about mobile applications and flexibility so that when they're in the field, they can order product when they need it and have access to the information. And Eclipse provides solutions that allow us to do that.
At 10 o'clock at night, one of our customers can place their order online, they can see what we have in stock, and we deliver it next morning based on the parameters that they request of us, so that's very important to our business.
We look at things like how accurate we perform our services for our customer, how quickly we're providing their orders when they need them, and how accurately we are executing on our deliveries. And we measure all that using the Eclipse software.
The Munch employees live in Eclipse. We live in messaging and we live in the queues, and that really allows us to communicate in real time between branches and between employees and departments. What that allows us to do is really transfer work from one group to another seamlessly. We don't have to walk papers across the room. We don't have to send papers from one branch to another branch. We can do all that seamlessly through Eclipse. And so the use of the queues within Solar for AR, for purchasing, and other tasks is really foundational to how we operate the business.
So we have a great example of being able to quickly adjust to the needs of a customer, and it's a great example in our business. Is at 5 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, we were requested to have a product at a crane job site on a Friday morning at 9 a.m. So with practically 14 hours or less, we were able to use Eclipse and identify where the product was, and at the time it was not in our market. And we were able to procure it. We were able to find it in one of our branches in another market, actually do the logistics, and it arrived on time at the customer, and it was a very strong success story. If we didn't have Eclipse and all of the functionality, we would not have been able to do this. If
I think about some of the key things that help us control costs and reduce our costs, a couple come to mind. The first is EDI. For the scale that we've grown to at this point in our cycle, we estimate that we probably have to have about 6 additional people to process the amount of AP that we're doing today if we didn't have EDI. So that matching process that we get with EDI, the ease and the efficiency of receiving the invoices and approving them is really foundational to our AP process. Another thing that we recently implemented was Bill Trust.
So something like Bill Trust, what that provides for us is a way for our customer to log in, see their account information, pay their bills online, and that saves labor and saves money for the company.
A third example would be level 3 credit card processing. We implemented that last year, and by using the metadata that we already had in the system and providing that to our third-party credit card processor, we were able to reduce our costs by about 1/3 on our transaction costs for credit cards.
We also think about RF. So what RF allows us to do is automate many of the processes that we have to hire somebody to manually track and do data entry, whereas RF allows us to automate that and do it without having to hire that extra person as we think about growing and as we think about scaling the company.
We look at growth in 3 areas. We look at growth in our existing markets, we look at growth through acquisitions, and then we look at growth in expansion into other market segments.
We recently had an acquisition, and part of that acquisition was a very quick conversion of the ERP system that the acquired company had in place. And Eclipse was able to respond and provide us solutions within 45 days of the acquisition going live, where we implemented the Eclipse product.
The fact that Epicor gives us great support for the primary application gives us a lot of confidence that we can grow quickly. As we scale, we don't worry about the support staff needed to scale with us. We know that that's provided by Eclipse and Epicor.
Munch Supply has been in business for 60 years this year, And for more than 20 of those years, we've had Eclipse as a partner. And if anybody would ask me for a recommendation, I think that speaks to the relationship.